Now to our top story this afternoon. The man accused of killing two USF doctoral students is being held without bond. Hillsborough County prosecutors are charging Hisham Abugharbieh with 2 counts of first-degree murder for the deaths of his roommate ZAMIL Limon and Limon's good friend Nahida Bristy. He made his first court appearance this morning. Abugharbieh is set to be held without bond until his pretrial detention hearing. That is scheduled for Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. A Hillsborough County SWAT team took Abugharbieh into custody on Friday. He was arrested at his family's home in the Lake Forest area. That's about a mile away from USF. Right now, a search is still underway to find Bristy. Limon's body was found on the Howard Frankland Bridge yesterday morning. The last time anyone saw both doctoral students was on April 16th. Limon attended USF since fall of 2024 and was studying geography and environmental science and policy. Bristy began attending USF in fall of 2025 to study chemical engineering. And again, at this hour, deputies are still searching for Bristy. She was last seen in the engineering building on campus
3 days before 2 people were murdered. The man prosecutors say killed them opened his phone. He opened ChatGPT and he typed a question. He asked an AI chatbot how to put a person in a trash bag and throw them in a dumpster. 3 days later, ZAMIL Limon and Nahida Bristy were dead. Their bodies disposed of in trash bags on a Tampa Bay bridge. And the man who allegedly did it was sitting in his apartment telling detectives he had cut his finger. Cutting onions. Welcome to Midnight Case Files. This is not a case we are going to tell you from beginning to end. We are going to take you inside it. Like a detective. Evidence first. Truth second. And justice still coming.
The body of ZAMIL Limon was found on the Howard Frankland Bridge yesterday morning. Right now, his friend, Nahida Bristy, she is still missing. The last time anyone saw ZAMIL and Nahida, both doctoral students at the University of South Florida, was on April 16th. Deputies took ZAMIL's roommate in custody. You can see that happening right here. He was arrested at his family's home in Lake Forest neighborhood. That's about a mile and a half away from USF. Bristy and Limon are both from Bangladesh, here on student visas. Limon was just days away from finishing his PhD in environmental science when he disappeared.
Let's start with what investigators found. Because in this case, the evidence is not subtle. April 24th, 2026. Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office detectives respond to a domestic violence call at a home in the Lake Forest community, Pine Glen Circle, just north of the University of South Florida campus in Tampa, Florida. The man inside? 26-year-old Hisham Abugharbieh, former USF student, no longer enrolled, now barricaded inside his family's home. A home, by the way, that a judge had previously ordered him not to enter due to prior domestic violence allegations made by his own brother. Outside that home, an armored SWAT vehicle, a drone, a robot, crisis negotiators, all of it for one man. As reported by the Associated Press and confirmed by the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office press release. After multiple lawful commands to exit, he finally came out. No shirt. A blue bath towel tied around his waist. Hands up. Video of his arrest, released by the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, shows the moment Abugharbieh walks out the front door with his hands up and a bath towel tied around his waist as an armored vehicle sits in the front yard. But here is what detectives already knew before that SWAT team ever pulled up. 2 doctoral students from Bangladesh, both 27 years old, had been missing since April 16th. 8 days. They had vanished from the USF campus area without a trace. And that morning, the same morning as the SWAT standoff, the remains of one of them had been found on the Howard Frankland Bridge, dumped in black trash bags on the side of a Tampa Bay bridge. His name was ZAMIL AND Limon, and his roommate, the man who just walked out in a towel, was Hisham Abugharbieh. Before we go any further into the evidence, stop. Because in a case this full of twists, it is very easy for 2 extraordinary people to become props in someone else's story. ZAMIL and Nahida deserve better than that. ZAMIL AND Limon was 27 years old. He had come from Bangladesh to Florida to pursue something extraordinary. A doctoral degree at the University of South Florida in geography, environmental science, and policy. His specialty? Using artificial intelligence to understand and protect the environment. He was not just a student. He was days away from presenting his doctoral thesis. Days. After years of work, after crossing an ocean, after building a life in Tampa, he was days away from the finish line. His younger brother Zubair Ahmed told CNN through tears, "Please keep my beloved brother in your prayers." Nahida Bristy was also 27 years old. She had earned her undergraduate degree from Noakhali Science and Technology University in Bangladesh, graduating with honors. She had come to USF to pursue her PhD in chemical engineering. Nahida Bristy's brother in Bangladesh had this to say about his sister on 10 Tampa Bay News.
I just want my sister to be safe and sound. That's it. Nothing else. My home is just broken. We are just living by the day with just the minimum things that we can eat, and that's it. I've not been sleeping for last few days.
Again,
it's just unbearable. If anyone has any kind of information about her, just contact police and just...
Her university back home released a statement calling her a talented and promising student. Vice Chancellor Muhammad Ismail said, "Her sudden passing has deeply saddened all of us. The university family pays deep respect to her memory. At the same time, we demand punishment for those involved in her death and compensation for the victim's family." ZAMIL and Nahida had been in a romantic relationship in the past, and their families told NBC News they were considering getting married. They disappeared from campus on April 16th. Limon was last seen at his home, the apartment he shared with Abugharbieh. Bristy was last seen an hour later at a campus science building. Their families released a joint statement on Sunday saying, "Our wish is that the bodies of ZAMIL and Bristy be handled in accordance with Islamic rituals and funeral requirements. We also hope the university will establish a memorial in the couple's names. Two people who left Bangladesh to build something in America, who never made it home." Now the students of USF, especially the students preparing for their graduation, have been hit hard by this shocking news. One of them had this to say on Live Now from Fox.
Trying to study for my upcoming finals, and it's really been putting me off track. I can't get into my studies because email was sent out to the school letting us know the situation, and I think it's offset all of us.
And we know that the USF president sent an email to students and staff sharing details surrounding this investigation. And we have heard back from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, and they say that these two charges for first-degree murder are for the deaths of both students.
We are just getting started, and this case is already unlike anything I have covered on this channel before. Subscribe right now, because the next court date is April 28th, this Tuesday, and I will be covering every single development as it happens. And drop a comment. What is the detail that shocked you most so far? Tell me below. Now let's go back to April 16th, the day ZAMIL and Nahida disappeared. Because prosecutors, in their 23-page pretrial detention motion released on Sunday, have laid out a timeline that reads like a masterclass in calculated deception. When detectives first interviewed Abugharbieh about the disappearance of his roommate, he said he had not seen ZAMIL that day. Simple. Clean. Direct. But ZAMIL's cell phone, according to CBS News, had pinged in Clearwater Beach, not far from campus. Detectives confronted Abugharbieh. He changed his story. He said, actually, ZAMIL had asked him to drive him and Nahida to Clearwater. He dropped them off. Then he left. He gave no reason why they needed a ride to Clearwater. He could not explain why. He just left them there. Detectives noticed something during that interview. Abugharbieh's left pinky finger wrapped in a bandage. They asked about it. He said he cut it. Cutting onions. When asked what he was cooking when he cut himself on these supposed onions, he said he could not remember. He also told detectives he had wrapped the wound, not with a bandage, with duct tape and toilet paper. Detectives noted something else. A bandage on his left upper triceps. Another cut. Also unexplained. And then, when investigators searched the trash bin outside the apartment, they found a CVS receipt dated April 16th at 10:47 p.m. listing trash bags, Lysol wipes, Febreze, Funyuns, and Irish body wash. They also found pieces of silver duct tape with what appeared to be white tissue inside and blood on the interior of the tape. Abugharbieh denied buying those items. He denied going to CVS since April 15th. Investigators obtained the CVS security footage. And the other roommate, who had returned home at 11 p.m. that night, told detectives he noticed several items missing from the common area. He also found, in Limon's bedroom, a pair of women's size 6 Puma sneakers, and a black umbrella on the desk. He confirmed those sneakers belonged to Nahida Bristy. She had been there, inside that apartment. Now, stop everything, because what I am about to tell you is the detail that has sent this case from a Tampa Bay crime story to national headlines overnight. 3 days before April 16th, on April 13th, Hisham Abugharbieh opened his phone. He opened ChatGPT, and he typed a question asking how to put a person in a trash bag and throw them in a dumpster. 3 days later, ZAMIL Limon was dead. His body found in black trash bags on the Howard Frankland Bridge. Court documents state, the same cellular device has search histories and purchases of items associated to the victim's demise even before the date of their murders. He was planning this 3 days in advance, using AI. And there is more. According to the pretrial detention motion, Abugharbieh's cell phone places him in the areas of both victims' cellular devices, as well as the area where ZAMIL Limon's body was dumped. His vehicle's driving data is linked to cell phone pings from Limon's device. Surveillance footage, cell phone records, and physical evidence allegedly place Abugharbieh at key locations tied to the victim's last known movements. And blood evidence found in the apartment, blood in amounts large enough that when Bristy's family was contacted by investigators, they were told she was believed to be dead. Not missing. Dead. Based on the volume of blood found in that apartment. Prosecutors stated in their motion, Bristy is believed to have been disposed of in a similar way to Limon. On Sunday night, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office announced it had recovered human remains from waterways south of the Howard Frankland Bridge. Those remains have not yet been positively identified. He asked ChatGPT 3 days before. Drop a comment right now, one word. That's all I need. One word that describes what you are feeling reading the detail. And share this video, because ZAMIL and Nahida's families on the other side of the world are watching to see if America cares. Show them we do. Now let's talk about who Hisham Abugharbieh is. Because this case, like so many others covered on this channel, did not arrive without warning. Abugharbieh had attended USF from spring 2021 through spring 2023, pursuing a Bachelor of Science in Management. He was no longer enrolled at the time of the murders. In May 2023, he was charged with battery. In September 2023, he was charged with battery again, and with burglary of an unoccupied dwelling. Both were classified as misdemeanors. He entered a diversion program for first-time offenders. He completed it in 2024. The charges were discontinued. Hillsborough County Court records also showed 2 domestic violence petitions filed by a family member in 2023. A judge granted an injunction in one case and denied the other petition. That injunction, that court order, prohibited Abugharbieh from going near his brother's home. When he was arrested on April 24th, he was arrested at that family home, the one the court had ordered him not to enter. Sheriff Chad Chronister said in his statement, "This is a deeply disturbing case that has shaken our community and impacted many who were hoping for a safe resolution. Our thoughts remain with the families of ZAMIL Limon and Nahida Bristy during this time." Abugharbieh now faces 2 counts of first-degree premeditated murder with a weapon, unlawfully moving a dead body, failure to report a death with intent to conceal, tampering with physical evidence, false imprisonment, battery. He is being held without bond. His pretrial hearing is April 28th, this Tuesday. Here is where this case stands as of today, Monday, April 27th, 2026. Hisham Abugharbieh, held without bond. ZAMIL Limon identified. His manner of death confirmed as homicide by multiple sharp force injuries. A deep stab wound to his lower back that penetrated his liver. Nahida Bristy, still officially missing. Human remains recovered from the waterways south of Howard Frankland Bridge Sunday night. Not yet positively identified. The search for Nahida continues. Volunteers from We Are the Essentials are on the ground near Sandkey Park, where investigators previously searched, guided by cell phone data and recent evidence. USF President Moats Limon released a statement saying, "The University of South Florida is mourning the tragic loss of students Nahida Bristy and ZAMIL Limon. Our hearts are with their families and friends. We're here for them and all members of our community during this difficult time. Their families in Bangladesh, who have been watching from thousands of miles away, just want to bring their children home. They want Islamic burial rites observed. They want justice. And they want a memorial at the university where their children gave everything. For a dream." April 28th. Tuesday. Abugharbieh is back in court. And Midnight Case Files will be right there. Subscribe right now, hit the bell, because every development in this case will be covered on this channel the moment it happens. For ZAMIL Ahmed Limon, 27 years old. Days from completing his doctoral thesis. Days from finishing what he came here to do. For Nahida Sultana Bristy, 27 years old. A chemical engineering PhD candidate. Talented. Promising. Loved by a family in Bangladesh who are still waiting to hear her voice one more time. They crossed an ocean to build something here. They deserve to finish what they started. This has been Midnight Case Files. Say their names. ZAMIL Limon. Nahida Bristy. Share this video. And I will see you on Tuesday when this case goes back to court.